know that extreme heat has an impact on the pregnant mother's health and of the baby in the womb. Strategies to mitigate climate change in place, and yet sometimes the political will isn't there, the financing has not been adequate. They will dictate the next 10-15 years trajectory, and really that's the window we have to keep the idea of 1.5 temperature rise alive. It means, of course, that the healthcare system and the education system and other social sectors need to be adapted to carrying the baby has impacts on the heart and on the lungs, and therefore places the pregnant woman's body at greater risk from extreme heat. And that physical vulnerability is age determined for sure. So yeah, of course we would need in a country that's got a much younger population. Yeah, it's hard to remain optimistic when we see how unambitious some of the NDCs are now. We've already said that above 35 degrees starts to really tax the body, so you can only imagine what it means over 40 degrees, over 50 degrees. And that's only going to get worse in countries where, you know, the cost of air conditioning is beyond reach for many countries and many school systems. It means that 1 in 5 children are now living through twice as many days of extremely hot temperatures as their grandparents would have done 50, 60 years ago. And on that trajectory, it's getting worse and worse for those children. And it's not just in countries that you might think traditionally are hot countries. It's happening in every continent. We're seeing heat waves all over the world, in Northern Europe, in the United States, as well as in countries in Africa. And if you can imagine the type of temperatures we're talking about, that kind of heat is dangerous. It's dangerous for anyone, but especially for young children. The bodies of young children are not like little adults. They have much more vulnerability to extreme heat. Their hearts beat faster, they breathe faster, and they can't cool themselves down. So it's actually very dangerous from a health perspective. But also, schools are closing, so they're missing out on education. So it really has a long-term impact on children.
So